Trout in the classroom, Lake Elmo Elementary 5th grade erosion project. Our purpose. We were curious about a couple of different things. Would plants grow better if watered with tap water or watered from our trout tank? Are there plants that would help prevent erosion and control runoff? Hypothesis. Number 1, plants that are watered with fish water would not grow as well because fish water was filtered. Number 2, the corn wouldn't grow with fish water because corn is normally watered by humans. Number 3, the thick corn stalks would have less erosion because the thick stalks from the corn would hold the dirt in place. Number 4, peas were planted close together so the roots would hold most of the dirt together. Number 5, plants watered with tap water would not grow as well because tap water is treated. We collected juice bottles for planting. By cutting off the side, it enabled us to plant a flat surface to mimic a stream bank. Number 2, we filled half of our bottles with dirt and the other half with a layer of sand and topped with a layer of soil. Number 3, we planted 5 different kinds of seeds. Bottles 1 through 4 were planted with corn. Bottles 5 through 8 were planted with peas. Bottles 9 through 12 were planted with wheat. Bottles 13 through 16 were planted with radish, and bottles 17 through 20 were planted with clover. Additionally, the first 2 bottles a seed type and only soil to plant in, and the second 2 bottles contain the layer of soil and sand. Also, the odd number of bottles were watered with tap water, and the even numbers of bottles were watered with water from the trout tank. We also had cups to catch our runoff from each watering. Sprouts started to appear 13 days after planting. By day 22, it appears that the plants watered with tap water grew faster, however, and after a couple of days, the trout water plants caught up. Just like the corn, peas started to sprout by day 13. By day 22, there was mixed growth when comparing the different planters. There were not definite differences that we could measure. For some reason, our wheat failed to grow. Maybe the seeds were bad or they were overwatered and rotten. We will never know.
The radishes grew well. However, there were no differences between the types of water or what they were planted.
The clover grew very well, leaving a nice thick blanket of plants.
Our results. We didn't see any difference between the fish and the tap water, and all the plants grew at about the same rate. However, there are some difference in erosion. We will talk about that later. We did learn that the closer the plants were together, the less erosion we had. Plants like the clover that form a nice mat of roots helped keep soil in place. If there are no plants or if the plants are spaced apart like the corn, there is more erosion. You can see in cup number 4, there is a lot more dirt from erosion. The corn did not hold the soil in place very well.
We had trouble holding the soil in place. We had a lot of erosion. Our wheat didn't grow, so of course there was erosion. There was nothing to hold the soil in place. The radishes did okay and has less erosion than some of the other plants.
Even though there was some runoff in bottle 20, the clovers still did the best in holding the soil in place.
What does erosion mean for the trout? If there's a lot of erosion along the trout stream, it would change their habitat. If they are unable to adapt to things, they will die. Also, if crops are planted along a trout stream, fertilizers could be in the runoff, and that would also affect the trout and their habitat.
We learned. As 5th graders, we can improve our note-taking skills and our measuring skills. We had a hard time comparing data due to us being inconsistent. We learned a lot about scientific process. We learned a lot about erosion and how it could affect the trout and their habitat. We also learned that plants that grow more closely together, like clover, do best at holding soil in place. We would recommend that only grass and other native plants be on the bank of a trout stream so pollution doesn't hurt the trout.